Hello, I'm Hudson Valley Community College astronomer Richard Monda. Welcome to Eyes on the Sky, an update about current astronomy and space science events. This is Eyes on the Sky for the month of February 2018. There are several concurrent events that are happening with the moon a day before February begins. On January 31st, the moon is full for the second time in the month. We call that second full moon a blue moon. In addition, this blue moon will undergo a total lunar eclipse. Since a fully eclipsed moon looks red, it's called a blood moon. Finally, this full moon is within 90% of its closest possible approach to Earth, what we call a supermoon. I guess we could call this lunar triad a super blue blood moon. After this triple event, the moon glides through its waning gibbous phases during the first week of February. On February 1st, the moon is near Regulus, the brightest star of Leo, and the star that marks the lion's heart. On the 2nd, it's near Denebula, the tail of the lion. And on the 3rd, the moon passes through the stars of Virgo. By the 7th of February, the moon has reached last quarter, is rising after midnight, and is in the south before sunrise. That night, the moon is against the stars of Libra and appears near the planet Jupiter. Jupiter's cloud bands are always visible through a telescope, but Juno, the current planetary probe orbiting the planet, has shown us that this cloud pattern does not persist to Jupiter's south pole. Juno has sent back images of this region that look like a Van Gogh painting. Jupiter's south pole is a chaotic, stormy region of spectacular swirls and vortices. By February 8th, the moon, now in its waning crescent phase, is over the three stars that outline the head of Scorpius. On the 9th, the crescent moon is above Mars and the Scorpion star Antares, a star that shines with a similar color to the red planet. After more than a 2-year delay, the Mars InSight mission is set to launch this May. InSight is designed to measure vibrations within the red planet to determine if Mars has any active internal geology. Another device on InSight is a probe that will drive itself into the Martian surface to measure subsurface temperature changes. By the 10th of February, the thinning lunar crescent is coasting out of Scorpius and into Sagittarius. The lunar crescent is above this stellar teapot as dawn approaches on the morning of the 11th. Between the moon and the teapot shape is Saturn. The Cassini mission showed us that there is a large, seemingly stable hexagon-shaped cloud pattern at the north pole of the ring planet. In contrast, the much smaller vortices of Jupiter's south pole move around in a random way and do not merge. On February 12th, the moon is 26 days past full and is only 10% lit when it is low in the southeast an hour before sunrise. Over the next few days, the waning lunar crescent moves closer to the apparent position of the sun and appears to pass near the sun's location on February 15th. That's when the new moon occurs. After its new phase, the moon is back in our evening sky. On February 16th, it will be a challenge, though, to find the ultra-thin lunar crescent in a bright twilight sky. Search with binoculars to the west-southwestern horizon for bright Venus. If you find it, the slim lunar crescent will be nearby. By February 17th, the waxing crescent will be easy to find in the evening sky, and even easier on the 18th. After the moon passes through its waxing crescent phases, it reaches first quarter on February 23rd, when the moon is against the stars of Taurus and near Aldebaran, the red giant star that marks the right eye of the bull. The next evening, the moon, now in its waxing gibbous phase, is above the red supergiant star of Orion, the star Betelgeuse. By February 27th, the moon has moved through the stars of Gemini and through most of those of Cancer. On the last day of the month, the moon is 1 day before full and back in Leo near the star Regulus. The lunar orb is full on the first day of March, setting us up for another full moon, the second blue moon of the year on March 31st. 2 blue moons in 1 year? That's once in a blue moon, and actually occurs every 19 years. I'm Hudson Valley Community College astronomer Richard Monda, reminding you to keep your eyes on the sky.